Hello and welcome to day 2 of the World of Possibilities, the 30-day video challenge with Blossom Benedict and Stephanie Richards. And so in creating this video for day 2, something has happened. Something big has popped. And the only way that I can explain it is there's a pool. And in this pool are full of ideas. And this is why I've got this question here is what would it take for this to turn out far greater than I can ever imagine? What would it take for this 30-day video challenge to turn out far greater than I can ever imagine? And I want you to ask yourself this question, whether you're sitting in a hospital bed, whether you're sitting at your desk, whether you're driving, whether you're with your kids, it's the last day of school here in the States. You know, what would it take for this to turn out far greater than I could ever imagine? So I've got this pool. Here I am. Oh, I've got this new software too. So let's go over here. So I've got this pool, beautiful pool, and in this pool are all my ideas. But right now, what it feels like is actually this. This is yarn. This is actually, did you know they have glow-in-the-dark yarn? This is glow yarn. I didn't even know they had glow yarn. So here's glow yarn. All my ideas are glowing, and that's what it looks like in my pool. Yeah. How many of you feel like that? How many of you sense that? How many of you are aware of that? And so looking back at when they started this challenge a year ago, I now get why I never began is because I was dealing with this. And so it's kind of like, and so I get the opportunity, or I get to choose to take a look at this and go, what am I going to do with that? What could it take for that to turn out far greater than I could ever imagine? So I think for most of us, we see that and then we just pull down the shutters and we just carry on. It's not really there, but it's there. Look, right there. So how many of you are experiencing this? And so when looking at this, I'm like, well, this is kind of what I feel like, except that's a little more organized than what's here for me. So maybe you might be one of those ones who have this to contend with. So I'm thinking, well, what would it take for it to look like this? What would it take for all my ideas to be nicely organized? Look, I've even got one here. What would it take for me nicely organized so that when I reach into all those ideas, I'm actually picking out one that's together rather than this? I mean, that's not too bad, right? I didn't want to pull it apart because I didn't want to have to put it back together. So it's got me thinking that I do have, more ideas than I thought I did. It's a little overwhelming, I do have to tell you, because when you're looking at that or even that, you're like, I don't even know where to even begin with that. So, that's kind of why I came up with this question is what would it take for this to turn out far greater than I can ever imagine? So believe me, I'm going to be asking this question a lot over these next 30 days. And I have asked this question a lot on all sorts of different things, on family, on money, on me, on everything, the kiddos, friends, and anything and everything. I've asked this question. So, I invite you to ask this question as many times as you can on whatever you've got going on and see what shifts for you. So what would it take for this to turn out far greater than I could ever imagine? All right, this has been day 2 of the video challenge, and I'm so excited to see all your videos because I've been watching hundreds of them just in the last couple of days, let alone over the last year. So I'm glad I'm here. And if you haven't joined us yet, please come and join us because it is a lot of fun. And what would it take for this to turn out far greater than I can ever imagine? All right, we'll see you tomorrow.